Jessie Fora from True Hand in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm here to show you some of the tools I use on a daily basis for my lettering, for different line weights and different structures, and I'll show you what to use based on the project you're working on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is the guide sheet. Here I made my own guide sheet using the parallel glider. I prefer the parallel glider with a bit of a rubber wheel so it doesn't move when you're making your lines. And you can also adjust the angles depending on, the style of font you're writing, etc. So I also like to lay a piece of tracing paper over my guide sheet and use a paper clip or a piece of tape to hold it in place so I can reuse it. I don't have to keep making it. I don't have to make 100 copies. It's super helpful. The style of pencil I use with my practicing, and for my line drawings for tattooing, is the Blackwing pencil. I like all different styles of the Blackwing pencils, but my favorite is the 602. It's not super soft, but it does give you different line weights. It does allow you to apply pressure without it breaking, which is super important when you're trying to mimic a certain calligraphy hand. These erasers are probably my favorite erasers. I can't recommend them enough. If you're working on a project and you have a bit of a layout, or if you just need a solid line drawing for what you're working on, these ghost-free white stroke erasers are super helpful, and they'll erase literally everything. It's amazing. So the next thing I want to show you is the pointed pen. These are oblique holders used for copper plate and grocer script and other calligraphy hands. But the script you use daily, whether it's for a tattoo or for a design project, those scripts kind of mimic the use of these tools. So these nibs allow for like different line weights. An upstroke would be thin, a downstroke would be thicker, and depending on the nib you use also really depends on what your final results look like. There's all different types of nibs, from small, large, thin, thick, all over the spectrum, and then you have your broad pen, your broad nib. Your broad nib is used more with like a straight holder, like this one. And the broad pen is not something I would again use for like a quick project you're working on, or like a tattoo necessarily. It'd be a lot of work to prepare all that, but those Old English and italic and Gothic style lettering definitely are written to mimic these broad pen holders. If you were to use, let's say, a broad pen before your final project, I would maybe recommend using these parallel pens. These parallel pens are awesome. They have the ink within them, so you don't have to keep dipping. You don't have to find the proper consistency with your inks. It's all just kind of here, and you don't really have to worry about a mess, before your tattoo. Another thing I like to use is these Kuretake Zig calligraphy markers. I like the 5mm pen because it mimics like a thick broad pen for really strong, bold lettering. These are also some automatic pens, which is another style of broad pen. These can get a little messy, so if you're new, if you're a beginner to calligraphy and lettering, I wouldn't necessarily recommend using these right away. So these Speedball Calligraphy sets are awesome. They have some broad pen nibs, they have some pointed pen nibs, and they have the holder, which is probably the most important part. So and there's a bit of instruction in there as well, which is super cool. You can find these pretty much anywhere. They have them at any, I'm sure, local art store by you. Or you can order them online through various calligraphy websites and stuff. I'm sure Amazon has them as well. But there's all different types of these kits. They have, this one was the broad pen, and they give you the bit of a pointed pen example here. But also this one is strictly for pointed pen, like copperplate, Spencerian, etc. So this one comes with the oblique holder. It's not, in my opinion, it's not like the greatest holder, but it's awesome if you're just starting out, if you're just getting into holding a pen or figuring out how to utilize the nibs. These are really great. These are more for mono weight lines. Like they have the teeny tiny lines here, the small holder as well, and then these flat nibs that produce more of a single line weight. So definitely check these out at your local art store. So thanks for watching my video on what I use daily for my lettering. I hope you stay tuned for more videos from the other folks at True Hand, and hope to see you again.